Good morning. It is the Monday of week number 4. We just completed week number 3 and I have lost a total of 12 pounds. I don't have much time to edit this video, so I am just gonna go through exactly what I did to get to this point and the system that I think I'm really loving now that I've done it for 3 weeks straight. So if you're new here, for context, I have ADHD. I have been struggling with my weight my entire life. Literally 11 years old. I was already trying to lose weight. That's crazy, right? But anyway, I'm 34 now. And I moved to America. And I'll just give you a little bit of a background. You can skip through this if you're not new here. But 15 years ago, I moved with my family to America. And I weighed about 100 pounds less. I got super depressed because it was a super change in life. I didn't realize I was super depressed for years and years and years. I just got stuck in a binge eating cycle, and that caused me to gain around 100 to 120-ish pounds, probably more, probably a little bit more. And then maybe around 2021, life started to get better. I'm stuck, but I'm still stuck in that rut, basically. And it's very frustrating because I pretty much achieved almost everything that I wanted in my life, like my home, my career, my relationships. But for some reason, my self-care and my body is always taking a back burner, and I'm not able to complete that goal yet. So these are the things so I had to do a deep dive on why. I'm actually doing something entirely different from what I've been doing for the last 10 years or so. I used to be like, I am such an all or nothing perfectionist. So if I fail at even one goal or one habit, then I will consider it a failure and trying. And then just stop and then cheat on my diet and then go for weeks, months, and years of not doing anything, going back to the binge cycle, and then going back again and doing it again. So it's like a yo-yo thing. So here's what I'm doing differently for this specific season of my life. By the way, this ceramide head to toe has been amazing for my eczema, rosacea, sensitive skin. It was sent to me as a sample, but it's not sponsored. So after sitting down for about a week, just introspecting on what I've been doing differently or wrong or whatever regarding my wellness, weight loss journey, whatever, I realized what I've been doing wrong. 1, expecting just perfection every single time and then quitting when it's not quote unquote perfect. And then 2, listening too much on what people say. We're like, oh, it's a lifestyle change. Unfortunately, for those of us that have ADHD, I don't think there's a complete lifestyle change because we're not even able to follow routine. It's really bad. For those of us who have inconsistent energy and unable to follow routine, a lifestyle change, that's what I'm trying to, oh, make it a lifestyle change. No. So here's what I think is gonna work for me that I'm doing differently. Hold on. So here's I think what's gonna work for me that I'm doing differently. Instead of expecting perfection, I just wanna be consistent at the bare minimum. And I call it non-negotiables, but I think I'm gonna start calling it the bare minimum. So this is the way I created this system. 1, it also needs to be rewards based because the dopamine hit. As you know, if you have ADHD, you need dopamine. So the dopamine reward system, that is non-food related, and then a plan for inconsistent energy days. So if you're low energy, if you're medium energy, if you're high energy, different kind of goals. And then the absolute bare minimum that I will consider a win no matter what. So here's what I learned when I lost 70 pounds the other year. 1, I need a high risk, high reward system, and it needs to have a deadline. And then number 2, I have severely inconsistent energy. So we need to have systems based on those. What do you do when your energy is low or medium or high? And by the way, this is what I'm using for skincare. I've been loving the Glow recipe. I got this, it's not sponsored, but I got it from TikTok Shop as a sample. So I really love them. All that to say, I built the Homecoming Body Project based off of those symptoms. And the only reason it's called the Homecoming Body Project is because my first reward, or my first high reward, is going home to the Philippines for the first time in 15 years. So that's why I call it the Homecoming Body Project. But throughout my entire life, I'm going to be using the same concept to stay where I am, to get to where I want to be, and then stay there. Again, it's been 3 weeks of doing the system and it is working and I've been loving it. So again, just a quick recap. I usually have 3 to 4 non-negotiables, and then I have bigger promises that will help with my mental health, with my, I'll put the bigger promises here. So non-negotiables, or now I'm gonna start calling them the bare minimum. And then here is gonna be the bigger promises that is in energy dependent, which I'll try my best to do it, but then as long as I do the bare minimum, we're Gucci. Smells so good, you guys. This is the dewdrops. Week 4 is now starting. It's actually a Monday today as I'm recording this video. We are starting week number 4, I think day 26, something like that. And we are going to crush our goal by not following what everybody says, because we gotta go by ADHD life. And if you made it to the end of the video, please comment a little heart so I know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I've been all over the place. And if you guys need to talk, if you are on the same journey as me and you want to talk, you want to complain, you want to rant, anything like that, I'm also on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle, and you can DM me there and we can chat about life and whatever. And I am so excited to create a community around this kind of concept because I feel like it's not always talked about. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.